Hello friends, and welcome back to my channel Learn German from Hindi and English. And today's topic is Conjunctive Zoid der Gegenwart. And under that topic we are going to see today's topic Irreale hypothetische Konditionalsätze. So let's get started. First of all, I would like to tell you there are two types of conjunctive Zoid in this category. First is Conjunctive Zoid der Gegenwart, that means present tense, and second is Conjunctive Zoid der Vergangenheit, which means past tense. So in Conjunctive Zoid present tense, let's see the definition first. Wenn man im Konditionalsatz eine Bedingung nennt, die irreal bzw. hypothetisch ist, benutzt man den Conjunctive Zoid der Gegenwart. So here in this definition, this means that whenever in a conditional sentence we express a condition, eine Bedingung nennt. Eine Bedingung means a condition, nennt is to describe. Whenever in conditional statements we define a condition, that is the irreale hypothetische, that is hypothetisch means which is not real. So in that case we use Conjunctive Zoid der Gegenwart. Conjunctive Zoid is used to express irreality or things that are contrary to reality, means they are which are not real. So for those sentences we use Conjunctive Zoid der Gegenwart. There are some new words here which I would like to tell you. P, set, W. That means beziehungsweise. Beziehungsweise. Let me mark this for you. This Abkürzung form you can see here, beziehungsweise, and this I have written in number 1. This means respectively. Second is Bedingung. This you can see here. Bedingung means condition. Nennt, as I said, is to describe. Whenever you describe a condition, that means eine Bedingung nennen. Let's see some more information related to Conjunctive Zoid. Number 2. Es gibt zwei Formen für den Conjunctive Zoid der Gegenwart. So there are two forms. First is die vom Präteritum abgeleitete einfache Form. So first form we derive it from Präteritum, from past tense. For example, wäre, hätte. Second, die mit würde plus Infinitiv gebildete Zusammengesetzform. And second form is which we derive from, or which we make it from using würde plus infinitive. Okay guys, so there are two forms of the conjunctive Zoid present tense. One which is made from the past tense, that is the einfache form. Einfach means easy form. Yes, if I say das ist ganz einfach, that is very easy. So first form is the easy forms. Examples are wäre, hätte. There are other examples also. These are only few examples. We will see one by one in all the slides. Okay. 1 and B is one which is made with würde plus infinitive and called as Zusammengesetzt form. So you have to remember two forms, einfach form and Zusammengesetzt form in Conjunctive Zoid. Number 3. Bei häufig gebrauchten Verben. Jesse, for example, Hilfsverben, Modalverben, wissen, lassen, kommen, gehen, bleiben und so weiter. So with these verbs benutzt man meistens die einfache Form. So for these particular verbs you have to use einfach Form because they are already present in Conjunctive Zoid. But bei den übrigen Verben, übrigen, the leftovers, the other than these 6 to 8 verbs are there. Apart from these verbs, for other verbs you should always use Zusammengesetzt form. Like we have seen, Zusammengesetzt form is made with würde plus infinitive. In the case of helping verbs, modal verbs wissen, lassen, kommen, gehen, bleiben, etc., we use mostly einfach form, and for rest of the verbs, übrigen. Übrigen means left. And for the rest of the verbs, we use zusammengesetzt form. So here also, I have used one Abkürzung, a kind of abbreviation. You can see here, it's USW. So this I have written here. That means und so weiter, which means etc. in English, etc., etc. Okay guys, so till here we have seen the definition. Let's see them in real. What are they and how we have to use it. So here in the first column you can see we have different verbs. Haben, for example, first one is haben, and from haben we have seen that the conjunctive Zein is always made up of preteritum. If you don't know the preteritum of any verb, it will be difficult to know the conjunctive Zein. Okay, so from haben we have hatte, and from hatte then the conjunctive Zein is hätte. From a, you can see the change in the umlaut. Here we have a, and here we have a, had, right? And these are the conjugations. Ich hätte, du hättest, sie es hätte, wir hätten, ihr hättet, sie hätten. And these are the endings that you can use. Alright, so here we will focus on the conjunctive Zein. Let's see another example, Zein. So from Zein, the preteritum form is ich war. Ich war, and conjunctive Zein is ich wäre. There is also a change in this pink section. You can see from a we have a changed vowel, which is a. War, wäre. Number 3, werden. Ich wurde. Conjunctive Zein is ich würde. So guys, these are all these forms, wäre, würde. Then we have konnte, dürfte, müsste, sollte, wollte, wüsste. These all the forms are conjunctive Zein. Here in the top you can see these are conjunctive Zein, and in conjunctive Zein this particular form is called einfach form. This einfach, you have to remember this word. Why? Because whenever you see Zein in a sentence, you have to immediately change it to conjunctive. Yes, you have to change it from Zein to wäre, and from werden to würde. From können we have the conjunctive Zein, könnte. So this is called the einfach form, because you already know what is the conjunctive Zein of these particulars. So in this table I have included 9, in which some of them are modal verbs. This können, dürfen, müssen, these are modal verbs, right? Sollen, wollen. Then we have haben, sein, the helping verbs. So this only I have told you in the description in our earlier 3 slides. Okay, and you have to learn these conjunctive Zein forms, and these are very simple because they are only 9 or 10 maximum. Einfach form, you have to remember them, and if you do the grammar exercise, you will learn them very easily, I'm sure. In the right hand side you can see the zusammengesetzt form is by diesen Verben ungebräuchlich. Ungebräuchlich. What does this mean? That means for these particular 9 or 10 verbs we don't have a zusammengesetzt form. Why? Because we are having the einfach form. It could be only 2, either einfach form or the zusammengesetzt form. So we are having the easy form for these verbs, so we don't have to worry about the zusammengesetzt form. Okay, so these 9 verbs you have to remember the K2, the einfach form, and in the next slide, this one, we are going to see the zusammengesetzt form, or how we can form them. So getting started with the first one, lassen. Lassen, the preteritum. First we have to find out the past tense. So from lassen we have ich lies. Ich lies. And then the conjunctive Zoid, ich lese. Yes, but you would say that ma'am, you are only telling you have to learn only these the 9 verbs in the earlier chart. Now you are telling this ich lese also. So friends, I would like to tell you one more time that for some of the verbs like lassen, kommen, gehen, bleiben, we can have the Einfach form also. So you can see a tick mark here, right? A green tick. From lassen we have ich lese. From kommen we have ich käme. Change in the umlaut. From gehen ich ginge. Bleiben ich bliebe. Or you can see, then this is optional, or you can have the Zusammengesetzt form like I said. Ich würde lassen. Ich würde kommen. Ich würde gehen. Ich würde bleiben. For these particular verbs, these 4 verbs, you can have either ich lese or ich würde lassen. Both are correct. But in today's time, most of the German use Zusammengesetzt form because it's very difficult to remember the conjunctive Zwei form of each and every verb. Like for 9 verbs in this previous table, if you see, these are only 9 verbs. You can learn them by heart, right? It's not difficult. But if I say it for just for example, if there are 1 crore verbs in German, let's suppose, I don't know how many verbs are there, so you cannot remember the conjunctive Zwei of each and every verb. So to make it easy, they have introduced Zusammengesetzt form, which says that you have to use one word würde, and then you have to include the infinitive at the end, like ich würde lassen. So this is the conjunctive Zwei. It's so simple. You don't have to worry because infinitive anyhow you will know that. Yes, lassen, kommen, gehen, bleiben, these are infinitive, and würde you have to include. So for these particular verbs, lassen, kommen, gehen and bleiben, some Germans you can see them in novels, or you can hear them also. People will say käme, ginge, bliebe. That is okay. You can use them. But then if you see number 5, kaufen, okay, the preteritum is ich kaufte and the conjunctive Zwei ich kaufte. So nowadays nobody is saying this. It doesn't mean that doesn't exist in conjunctive Zwei, but nobody says it this way. Easy one is ich würde kaufen. So you have to go with the green one, right? Studieren, ich würde studieren. Fliegen, ich würde fliegen. Helfen, ich würde helfen. Nehmen, ich würde nehmen. So I guess friends, you have now got this point that in conjunctive Zwei you have to remember Einfach form. If I say Einfach form, easy form, then wäre, hätte, könnte, müsste, dürfte, you should remember that. And Zusammengesetzt form is always with würde. Ich würde lassen. So when we are going to see the exercise, I will use these 2 words and then you should be able to answer the questions. This is a full-fledged chart of Zein conjugations. Zein means to be and wäre is would be. Wäre means would be. One thing I would like to tell you, like for other verbs, I said that you should use würde plus kommen. Yes, ich würde kommen, I would come. In the same way, if you see Zein, people can say it würde plus Zein. Yes, würde plus Zein, but nobody says it that way. Yes, would plus Zein is would be. Yes, würde plus kommen is would come. Würde plus haben is would have. But would plus haben, we generally say hätte. Yeah, would have. Ich hätte gern eine Tasse Kaffee. I would like to have a cup of coffee. Would like to have, right? So that's why I said sein, haben, wäre, hätte, könnte, dürfte, müsste. These are already predefined conjunctive Zoid forms. So we can say it sein plus würde, but it doesn't sound that great. Okay guys, so I guess it's now clear. Moving on to the conjugations of Zein. Indicative, you know, indicative means the real one, and conjunctive Zoid is the irreal kind of which is contrary to reality, a kind of you can say kind of fantasy or dreams which is not real. So ich bin, I am, ich wäre, I would be, I am, okay, but I would be, ich wäre, I would be rich. I don't know when, but I would be rich in future. Yes. Du bist, you are, yeah, you are rich, so that's real thing, you are rich, you have money, but you would be rich. Du wärst, you would be rich. Maybe someday you would be rich, you would be having a lot of money. So that is again irreal, a kind of fantasy. Maybe someday I will be rich or I would not be rich, depends on my future. So there's a real thing and then the irreal thing. Er, sie, es, is, he, she, it is, er, sie, es wäre, he, she, it would be, he would be, she would be, it would be. Wir, plural, wir sind, we are, wir wären, we would be. Ihr seid, you all are, ihr wärt, you all would be. Sie sind, they all are, sie wären, they all would be. Sie, singular, formell, sind, sie sind, they all are. Okay, I think so. I have made a mistake. You are, na? They, it's a singular form. You are. Sie sind, na? You are. I'm so sorry if it's written they all are, but it should be you are. Let me get my cursor here. Oh God. It's you are. And this is the höflich form. You are. Yes, and sie wären, you would be. Then we have haben. Again, then we have real and irreal. Ich habe, I have. Ich hätte, I would have. I would have money. Yes, I would have money sometime in future. I would have money. Du hast, du hättest. Er, sie, es hat. Er, sie, es hätte. Wir, I'll read out the conjunctive ones, right, that we already know. Wir hätten, we would have. Ihr hättet, you all would have. Sie hätten, they all would have. And sie, formell singular, sie hätten. Here also there's a mistake. Sie haben, it's again you have, right? This do and sie is the formal one, as you have. It's difficult to write. You have, right? Excuse me for this one. Sie hatten, you would have. So these are the helping verbs conjugations we have seen in conjunctive Zoid. These are very important. You have to by heart this one, these two. And then this isn't just an example for a verb which doesn't have the Einfolg form like fahren. We don't have. I know fuhr is the preteritum, but I don't know what is the conjunctive Zoid from fuhr. So it's better that I write it with würde fahren. I would drive. Simple. I would drive. Ich würde fahren. Du würdest fahren. Er, sie, es würde fahren. Wir würden fahren. Ihr würdet fahren. Sie würden fahren. And at the end, sie würden fahren. Yes. and this you drive the fahren. Yes, you drive. So guys, till here we have seen the conjugations, we know the definitions, we know what is the Einfolg form, what is Zusammengesetzt form, and now the real part, some sentences. So again, there are two columns. First is the real one and second is the irreal. Irreal is your conjunctive Zoid, and these are called the conditional statements because the second part is dependent on your first part. Ich habe, Number A, ich habe nicht im Lotto gewonnen. Schade. Ich habe nicht im Lotto gewonnen. I have not won in lottery. I didn't get the money. Here verb is gewinnen, to win. So this is the real thing. I have not won in lottery. I don't have money. Okay. But in conjunctive Zoid, I will say, wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde. If I won the lottery, yes, I am just supposing that if I won the lottery, then how my life changes. Wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde. So here again the verb is, you have to first locate the verb. Here the verb is gewinnen. So gewinnen doesn't have a Einfolg form. Like I said, there are only 9 to 10 verbs and gewinnen is not one of them. So we will use the Zusammengesetzt form. I will use würde. And when is a subjunction. That's why würde has come to the at the end. Wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, Punkt, Punkt, Punkt. And now we can fill it with any irreal condition or irreal sentence. Now number B, we'll see, ich habe kein Geld. I have not won in the lottery, that's why I don't have money. Ich habe kein Geld, and that is the reality. But in conjunctive Zoid, I will say, wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, hätte ich Geld. Yes, hätte ich Geld. The hätte has become, it has come from haben. Yes, because from haben we know the conjunctive Zoid, the Einfolg form is hätte. If I won the lottery, there's a condition. If I won the lottery, comma, I would have money. Then I would have lots and lots of money. Then I will be rich. But this is irreal because in reality you don't have money. You are just thinking, and you are just thinking a kind of fantasy you are having. Okay, when I will win the lottery, then my life will change this way, that way. Okay. Number C, ich bin arm. I don't have money. I have not won the lottery and I am poor. I don't have money. Ich bin arm. Arm means poor. And the opposite of arm is reich, rich. I am poor. But in the conjunctive Zoid, we will say, wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, wäre ich reich. If I won the lottery, again a condition is there. If I won the lottery, I would be rich. So here you can see would be. Would be. I can use würde plus sein. Yes. Like the sentence would be, wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, würde ich reich sein. Würde ich reich sein. But that doesn't sound good. Because people don't speak that way. German don't speak that way. They say, wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, wäre ich reich. Wäre klingt so good. Wäre. Nobody says, würde ich reich sein. No. That is also okay, but nobody says it that way. So better you just remember the conjunctive Zoid form from Zein. That is wäre. If I won the lottery, I would be rich. Simple. So here in these three sentences, we have seen Hilfsverb, hätte and wäre. Number D, ich arbeite jeden Tag. Because I am poor, I don't have money. That's why I have to work every day, every single day. Ich arbeite jeden Tag. I work every day. But in conjunctive Zoid, the irreal world, we'd say, wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, würde ich nicht mehr arbeiten. If I won the lottery, I wouldn't work anymore. if somebody gets a lottery or a lot of money, I don't know how much money is so much. So just for examples, if you get lots and lots of money in lottery one day, nobody would like to work. Everybody will be very keen to have parties, just travel around the world and stuff like that, right? So he is also having this wish: if I won the lottery, I wouldn't work anymore, würde ich nicht mehr arbeiten. In this thing here, you have to see that arbeiten again. Why we have used würde? Because from arbeiten we don't have an einfach form of conjunctive. Why do we don't have? So from arbeiten we will have this arbeiten, würde plus arbeiten. So I guess friends, you can see also in this yellow strip, the meisten Verben comes with würde plus infinitive. Okay, so these are also showing the two different categories. So I guess friends, it's clear to you that what is einfach form and what is zusammengesetzt form. To make it more clear, let's see the Satzbau also, then we will do some exercise. So in this table, I have tried to show you Nebensatz und Hauptsatz. So those who are those viewers who are in the higher levels, B1, B2, they know what is a Nebensatz und Hauptsatz. Basically, that is the subordinate clause and the main clause. But those people who don't have any idea about these things, please don't get worried. It's just a sentence structure that I have included. But I will not go deep into this thing, because the next videos will be covering Nebensatz and Hauptsatz and many exercises to make it more clear to you. Just we'll read out the sentence: wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, wäre ich reich. So in this saying we have a subjunction. Here you can see when. This is a very important subjunction, when. Okay. So this is also conditional sentence. In conditional sentences we use when. Wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, that is the first finite verb. Wäre ich reich. Wäre here is the second finite verb. There is no infinitive in this sentence. Okay. Wenn ich im Lotto, here also we have subjunction. Wenn ich im Lotto gewinnen würde, würde ich nicht mehr arbeiten. So here we have one infinitive at the end. Okay, so this was a sentence structure. Just to know in the sentence what we are using, we should know from the point of grammar to because if your base is clear, then you can make you can have a good good knowledge of the grammar, right? So that's why I have included these things, but in detail we can anytime see it in the later videos. So here comes our exercise, die Übung. Bilden Sie irreale Konditionalsätze mit dem Konjunktiv Zoid. Stellen Sie sich immer das Gegenteil vor. Please make irreal conditional sentences with conjunctive Zoid and always imagine the opposite. So in these sentences, these are all these are normal sentences, and you have to first create the irreal conditional sentences, and then you have to make the opposite of it. Whatever is written, you have to make the opposite of it. That's Gegenteil, right? Gegenteil means the opposite. Let's see the examples. It's a very easy exercise. Beispiel 1. Das Buch ist nicht interessant. Ich lese es nicht. Das Buch is nicht interessant means that book is very boring. I'm not going to read it. Ich lese es nicht. S, why S? Because it's a book. Das Buch. S, neuter gender. Ich lese es nicht. I don't have I am not excited with this book, and that's why I'm not going to read it. The book is not interesting. I don't read it. So here guys, you have to first see the sentence, and then you have to find out the verb. Das Buch ist nicht interessant. So here we have ist first, that is the helping verb, and then we have also interessant. Ich lese es nicht, and here then we have lesen, yes, to read. Das Buch ist nicht interessant. And now you have to tell the opposite of this sentence. But if the book were interesting, I would read it. Yes, but if the book were interesting, I would definitely read it. How would you say it in conjunctive Zwei? Aber means but, when, this is the subjunction, wenn das Buch interessant wäre. Now, wäre is the conjunctive Zwei form from ist, sein. You can see here sein. From sein we have einfach form. So here this is the einfach form, the easy form. Okay, the einfach form. Just to remind you, I'm writing this from is. This is the arrow. You can point it here. From is, it becomes wäre. Aber wenn das Buch interessant wäre, but if the book were interesting, würde ich es lesen. From lesen. Now lesen, again from lesen we don't have a easy form. Then we will use würde. Würde plus infinitive. So würde ich es lesen. From lesen we have würde ich es lesen. Then I would read it. Yes. If the book were interesting, then I would read it, or I would read it. Okay, that's why they are called conditional sentences. So conjunctive Zwei is basically used in multiple ways. In earlier video I told you to make polite requests and questions, to frame polite requests and questions. This video is the conditional sentences and to say the irreal conditions. Yes, irreal things that are contrary to reality. And in my next videos I'm going to post some other use like wishes, or also many other things in which we can use conjunctive Zwei. Okay guys, I hope this is clear to you, because it is very easy. You have to just look for the verb first. So here is the helping verb is. I will write here ha und we. Helping verb is, and from is we know that the einfach form is wäre. So wäre has come, and from lesen we have würde plus lesen. Number 2. Beispiel Zwei. Der Mensch hat keine Flügel. Der Mensch hat keine Flügel. Er fliegt nicht wie ein Vogel. Der Mensch hat. Now here helping verb is hat. Okay, we have found the helping verb. Keine Flügel. Flügel is a noun. It's a noun, Flügel, because it's written with a capital F. Flügel means wings. Der Mensch, Mensch is man. Man don't have wings. Er fliegt nicht wie ein Vogel. Er fliegt, fliegt is fliegen, to fly. Er fliegt nicht wie ein Vogel. He doesn't fly like a bird. Vogel is bird. In the end you can see these glossary also. These are new words, and I always write the English translation of new words, because it's very important that you not only learn grammar but also new words, vocabulary also side by side. So Flügel means wings and Vogel means bird. So the sentence is like this: Der Mensch hat keine Flügel, fliegt nicht wie ein Vogel. The man doesn't have wings and he cannot fly like a bird. Okay, now we have to make the opposite in conjunctive Zwei, the irreal world. Okay, we have to think of the impossibilities. If wenn der Mensch Flügel hätte, aber wenn der Mensch Flügel hätte, würde er wie ein Vogel fliegen. Let's see it one by one. Aber, when, again, when is your subjunction. When is subjunction because it's a conditional sentence. Aber wenn der Mensch Flügel hätte. From haben we have hat, and from haben we know the einfach form is hätte. Right? Aber wenn der Mensch Flügel hätte, würde er wie ein Vogel fliegen. From fliegt, yes, fliegen. Again, if you can remember the chart, we don't have an einfach an easy form from fliegen, and that's why we will use würde plus infinitive, würde wie ein Vogel fliegen. But if man had wings, he would fly like a bird, right? Just imagination. It's irreal world is just imagining, yes, imagining what is not real. If we have wings, then everybody can fly, but the reality is nobody has wings, and that's why we cannot fly like birds. Beispiel 3. Ich habe meine Brille nicht bei mir. Ich kann den Brief nicht lesen. Ich habe meine Brille nicht bei mir means I don't have my spectacles with me. I don't have my specs with me. I cannot read the letter. That's the reality. That's the truth. Yes, I need my specs to read out because I have a poor vision. That's the reality. Okay. Now you have to construct a conjunctive Zoid sentence the opposite way, right? So first we will look for the verbs. Ich habe. So here we have habe, that is again the helping verb. Ich habe, and then from haben we know we have a einfach form hätte, right? Hätte. Aber wenn ich meine Brille bei mir hätte, if I had my glasses with me, if I were having those glasses with me, könnte ich den Brief lesen. Why we use könnte? Because here we have ich kann. Ich kann den Brief nicht lesen. Yes. And you know, when we use a modal verb, I am writing MW. When we use a modal verb, then the infinitive lesen is the infinitive verb, and that comes at the end. And we also know that from kann, some of the modal verbs, like I said, könnte, dürfte, müsste, sollte, wollte, they all are having a conjunctive Zoid form. So immediately we have to remember, okay, from kann we have könnte. So from kann we have written könnte. We will write a könnte here. Aber wenn ich meine Brille bei mir hätte, könnte ich den Brief lesen. But if I had my glasses with me, I could read the letter. But I don't have them. That's why I could not read. As simple as it. Right, friends? So, number 4, Beispiel 4. Sie hat keinen Führerschein. Sie hat keinen Führerschein. What is Führerschein? Führerschein means driving license. Okay, sie darf nicht Auto fahren. Sie hat keinen Führerschein. Why kein? Because Führerschein is a nomen. We don't use nicht, we use kein. Okay, sie hat keinen Führerschein. Sie darf nicht Auto fahren. You don't have a driving license, and that's why you are not allowed to drive the car. Sie darf nicht Auto fahren. Darf, dürfen, where there's a permission required. Okay. Sie darf nicht Auto fahren. You don't have a driving license. Otherwise, police will capture you, or police will got you. You don't have a driving license. You are not allowed to drive the car. Okay. Now we have to construct a sentence again in conjunctive Zoid in opposite. But if you had a driving license, you were allowed to drive a car. Now, you were allowed to drive a car. Aber when, okay, first find out the verb here. We have hat, right? Keinen is not a verb. Führerschein is again a noun, nomen, and hat is the helping verb. Whenever you are doing a grammar or an exercise, just look for the verbs, nouns, what is adjective, and then the things becomes very easy. Right? What is the personal pronoun? That's why I always tell that you have to keep your basics very clear. Otherwise, as soon as we are going to reach the next level, the things are going to be very, very difficult. Yes, if you see these exercises are not at all difficult, and in the next video also I am posting a whole video on exercise only, because it's very important to practice conjunctive Zoid. Okay guys, so don't worry, we have 4 examples in this video, and the other are coming soon. Sie hat keinen Führerschein, sie darf nicht Auto fahren. So we have found a helping verb, then we have a noun here, and in the next sentence we have darf. Darf is what? Model verb, no? From dürfen, model verb. And fahren, fahren is again infinitive verb. So from haben, you know, hätte, right? From haben we have hätte. Immediately you have to write, no questions, no if, no buts, you just have to write hätte. And then from darf we have dürfte. So easy, because these two are the einfach forms. Haben we know hätte, dürfen we know dürfte, and then at the end it will come fahren. You just have to keep in mind that in this particular Übung or exercise you have to make the opposite. Now you don't have a driving license, you are not allowed to drive the car. But if you had a driving license, you were allowed to drive a car. Aber wenn sie, you, sie means you. When sie, this is a formal one. When sie, so S will be caps. You can write a wait, just lose my cursor every time I, where is it? come. Okay, this one, you can write S cap because it's a formal one. Wenn sie einen Führerschein hätte, aber wenn sie einen Führerschein hätte, dürfte sie Auto fahren. Then you were allowed to drive a car. Right, guys? So I have repeated it many more times. I will not repeat it one more time because I think so I have made it very clear with my points that in Conjunctive Zoid Irreale condition you have to focus on two things: the einfach form and the Zusammengesetz form. And the einfach form you can mug them up, you know, wholeheartedly, and the Zusammengesetz form you don't have to worry for the other verbs. You just have to use würde plus infinitive form and you are done. And I am going to post my next video very soon with the with more exercises on Conjunctive Zoid Irreale Konditionalsätze. And guys, if you like my video, please like it, share it, and subscribe it. And I am also very active on my Facebook nowadays. You can get more of the screenshots of the PPTs that I use, the PowerPoints, and I hope so they will be helpful to you. And please be my friend on Facebook. This is my Facebook ID, you can see on the video. It's www.facebook.com Hindi English to German. And please don't forget to subscribe for my latest videos. And saying goodbye, meet you and see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye and tschüss.